this is my review on X-Men Days of Future Past. And X-Men First Class. I give both a 8 out of 10. I love these movies a lot, enough to give them an 8 out of 10. But not to give them a 10 out of 10, because they're still not good enough, okay? These movies. And I give X-Men up. This is my review on the last one I'm reviewing is also X-Men Apocalypse in this video. I'm also giving it 8 out of 10. Well, I did like how this one brought in more of the sci-fi elements of the X-Men franchise that we're not used to see on screen. You know, compared to Days of Future Past. There's more sci-fi shit in this. There's like lots of sci-fi elements in the Apocalypse one and also in Days of Future Past. The most sci-fi stuff, and the closest came to feeling like a really good X-Men film. Apocalypse and Days of Future Past are my two favorite X-Men films of all time. But I'm giving them an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect. It's just, it has its problems, okay? These movies, all of them. Like, in the first movie called First Class, X-Men First Class, I didn't like how the look they went with Beast. But I'm glad they changed it and course-corrected for Days of Future Past and Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix installment. The Beast design in First Class just didn't look right to me. The Beast look. They went for First Class. It didn't look good compared to Days of Future Past, I thought. And it didn't look comic book accurate compared to Days of Future Past, The Last Stand, or even Apocalypse, or Dark Phoenix. This is the worst Beast look it has ever been put to screen, I thought. Once they turn blue, you know? It's like, the blue look they went for First Class didn't look right to me. Never did. And I didn't like how First Class killed most of the X-Men team off, or had them double-cross each other. Oh, and had barely the bare minimum of X-Men members left on the team, left to save the world before the X-Men actually assembled. Even though they got the team, they never went on missions, and then they kill all off really quickly before we get to know any of them. And all this get backstab X-Men members become some X-Men turn to the villain side. It's kind of a waste. It goes by fast. It feels rushed once it gets to that point. It was kind of dumb rushing it, you know? And what bothers me about Days of Future Past is the ending. Okay, so Mystique is disguised as Colonel Stryker and picks up Wolverine, and that completely gets erased and retcon for the events of X-Men Apocalypse. Once we get to Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, from there on out, those events get retconned, so her actions from the ending of Days of Future Past get retconned for Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix installment. Still, this is better than all of the. This is all better than the first Avengers movie, I think. Put out for team ups. As far as team ups go, these movies are good. If the first Avengers movie, I can walk away and find myself liking it, then I can walk myself away, finally find walking away liking these X-Men movie with new cast. Giving them a solid 8 out of 10 like the first Avengers movie from 2012. That's my review on the new Fox X-Men trilogy, from X-Men First Class to up to X-Men Apocalypse, why I'm giving them an 8 out of 10. Not reviewing Dark Phoenix, that's a 7 video, I've reviewed that already. So, went through that already, so I don't need to go through it again, I feel like, in this video. So, and I like the guy that plays Apocalypse, and I love the design and look they went for Apocalypse. I like the makeup on Apocalypse. I love how Apocalypse is very intimidating and OP and awesome. Although it's kind of sad that so I was a little bummed that when the X-Men teamed up together, they took him out kind of easy. When they all started to team up together around them, it's just once, like, not once, you know, the Dark Phoenix, Jean Grey, use her, go Super Saiyan, basically, hinting at the power she has and capable of in the Dark Phoenix movie. Called X-Men Dark Phoenix. Also known as Dark Phoenix. And I kind of wanted, I really kind of like, I like Apocalypse, the villain in this movie. I also like the climax in this movie. I like these characters in the movie Apocalypse. X-Men Apocalypse. And I like the return of Quicksilver and how he becomes a team member of the X-Men. In Apocalypse, he does that. And so, like, he was in more for a bigger role than just a cameo, like he, and not just waste like he was in Days of Future Past, okay? I like wasting Days of Future Past because it was just so awesome. And, I'm glad he returned for X-Men Apocalypse. I think my favorite one has to be X-Men Days of Future Past. and including X-Men Days of Future Past, the road cut, I give a 8 out of 10. Which is the director's cut of Days of Future Past. Excuse me. And, I think Days of the Future Past is the best X-Men movie. Why am I giving it an 8 out of 10? Well, I thought Hugh Jackman was kind of voting in as Wolverine when he was getting angry and ready to kick ass. I just didn't get excited for some reason. Something's wrong with his performance to me. It fell flat in this movie. And also, yeah, that's it. What's my big problem? Wolverine felt wasted in this movie. Like, why did he need to be in this movie? Well, probably because it wanted to sell more tickets, probably, is my guess. The rest of the movie is actually pretty good. Even though most of the X-Men that we barely got to know in the original trilogy get killed off in this movie. Pointlessly, just for the shock value, and brutally. By Sentinels from the future in the movie Days of Future Past, in the future timeline that gets erased and reboots for the events happen at the end after this movie happens. Days of Future Past. So, that's another reason why I have to give it an 8 out of 10, because I don't care about all of these kills that get murdered. Because I barely got to know them in the original trilogy, you know? And they're killing them off in this movie, and it's like, what's the point? Huh? The only one you haven't killed off that I know I like is Charles Xavier, and you haven't killed him off. Which would be sad to kill future Charles off, but that's the one I like that he didn't get killed off by any Sentinels. Yes, Storm got killed off. But I don't like Halle Berry's Storm. Her portrayal on Storm is not convincible. She is boring as Storm, like Hugh Jackman is as Wolverine, like Jared Leto is as the Joker. Boring. Boring! Is what it feels like to me, her performance. Since day one. So, the fact they killed her off as a Sentinel, I just didn't care at all. I think that was her best performance because they killed off before she could say any dialogue, really. In this movie, she says the least amount of dialogue she has in any movie, and that is why this is her best performance in any movie as Storm. Because she talks the least amount. I figured that's why her performance is so good in this movie, is because she talks so little in this movie. Right? She looks pretty as Storm, as the camera loves her. Which is the best way to use Halle Berry Storm? Without question, if you only have a Halle Berry that refused to act. And never want to give a damn in the role as Storm. As giving a phone-in performance. I mean, she just looks like she's stoned. She looks like she's stoned on weed. Weed she can't handle. It looks like what she looks like when she plays Storm. Halle Berry Storm is that bad of a performance. And I hate how she talks so flat. I mean, good God, use your emotions, woman. What are you, a robot? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if how much is this I don't know. Maybe this is maybe the Storm performance is not really Halle Berry, but maybe this is a AI CGI effect for a Storm movie, for that's doing the AI. That's just the AI CGI that's meant to look like Halle Berry for the X-Men Trilogy, because that's the only thing I can explain why her acting's so bad and forgettable and doesn't leave a good impersonation of whatsoever in my head. Storm. So, the performance sucks. More than Jared Leto's Joker. I think that's enough said. Yes, I think it's enough said that she has the acting charm of the cast from the last Airbender movie from 2012. 2010, her role as Storm. Halle Berry's role as Storm is that charming and forgettable. And bad. Goddamn bad. This is the worst performance worse than her performance in Catwoman. Her performance as Storm is worse than her performance in the Catwoman movie. When she played Catwoman. In a 2000 goddamn Catwoman movie, it sucked. Okay. That's how bad her Storm is in this every time. That's why I give Days of Future Past also an 8 out of 10. And all three I give an 8 out of 10. This new Fox X-Men trilogy with the new cast, okay? Goodbye, and before I go, subscribe and hit the bell. Hit the subscribe first, and then hit the bell. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. And that's all. Goodbye.